So in today's video, I want to talk about another bag. This one has been my daily driver, my daily use for like 2+ years. And actually kind of damaged it, but I want to talk about it because I'm actually replacing it with the same one. Oh, and it won't break the bank. Let's get into it.
You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris.
Welcome in today's video. I'm talking about, it's like bag week all of a sudden. Don't give me ideas. You know how I like to do themed weeks. But I'm not doing bag week. No. But I've been meaning to make this video on this bag for a very long time. And now there's no better time to do it. Because I'm actually replacing it with the same bag. I have traveled the world, technically. I've been to Canada with it and then Japan. And then all over the United States. I've taken this to Disneyland, Disney World, back to Disneyland. And then back to Disneyland again. And then Universal Studios, Hollywood. And then
1 hour later,
Universal Studios, Hollywood again. Yes. And then I've been to a lot of theme parks with this thing. I've been on hikes with this thing. I've walked streets of like New York, LA, San Francisco for like the Policons. But this bag has been through it all, and I have not been kind to it. I wanted to stress test this thing because this thing is only like 40 bucks. I think I paid $35 for it, somewhere around there. It was like 2.5 years ago. And I'll leave a link for it in the description below. But why do I like this so much is because of the versatility. So let's just dive into all the cool features about this bag. First up, it's a sling bag. It is a sling bag. And I will say, even when walking parks for a long period of time, if you're into that sort of thing, it can get a little bit tiresome. Your shoulder gets a little sore, depending on how you load the bag. But you can switch it up. It's not set on one shoulder. You can unhook it and change sides. So if you need to do that, you can switch over to the other shoulder and you're gonna be good to go. Love that. It's got pouches galore, which can be a negative because sometimes you forget which pouch you put the stuff in. So sometimes it takes me a minute to find certain things, but still it's a nice problem to have. It has these 3 front pouches. I would actually store all my lenses from Retrograde Engineer, Aviv. I would store those up in there. And the middle one, I would store like my microphones and stuff because, you know, I shoot YouTube videos. So I'd store like my little lav mics and stuff in there. The bottom one was actually, let's see, they might still be in here. They are. I would store my stickers. Every now and then people would come up to me, either if they recognize me or want to know what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, I'm on YouTube. Here's a sticker. And I would store mints. I'd store mints in this bottom pouch. But moving on to the side pouches, which is really nice. They have a super deep side pouch and then kind of like a shallower side pouch or shorter one, if you will. And I would store all sorts of fun stuff in there. Pens, sunglasses, the lens adapter itself for the X37, the SX37 from Retrograde, because it sometimes fits in there if I don't pack anything else, but otherwise it would go in here. I would put the power bar from Chromatic Parts. All this stuff, by the way, will be linked in the description below that I mentioned. Now, the main pouches has 2. And in here, this is where I would store the cameras and film. In this one, there's an inner pouch. And actually it does have, which I didn't really use, it has a USB plug-in, so you can plug in a power bank. And it has a little side power, but I didn't really use that. It was kind of annoying with my power bank that I had, because it wouldn't stay on, it would auto turn off. So every time I plug it in, I would have to open the bag anyway and turn on my power bank. So it was kind of annoying. So I never really used that feature, but it's cool to have. It's got various pouches on the inside, spots for pens dedicated. It has like a little mesh pouch. I think I stored business cards in that one. I would fit like box type cameras in here, Fuji wide type cameras, such as the Lomography wide or even the Insects wide cameras from Fuji directly. The other pouch, this is where I pretty much dedicated this one pouch in here for my SX70 because it's padded on 2 fronts and I wanted to make sure it would be protected. But I would carry up to 2 cameras at a time in here, but once you get 2 cameras in there, it starts to get a little bit crowded. But it can be done, and that's partially why, or it leads me to what I accidentally did to this bag. I just overloaded this every single time for like 2+ years, and that took a strain to the bag. So something to be careful. Don't overload your bag with stuff. But up here by the zipper, there was just too much weight, and over time it just started to rip. And technically it's still holding. It still holds, and the bag still works. But yeah, if I keep doing it, eventually it's just going to rip all the way through. So keep that in mind. You don't want to completely overload this. I mean, I would put like 20 pounds in here. Not even kidding. Like, way too much stuff in here. Heck, there was times when I was carrying the pack film camera, the Polaroid 250, with an SX70, and then everything else I just told you about, all that stuff with extra packs of film. Way too much stuff. So keep that in mind. Don't do what I did. Just pack normally. I struggle with that. I need to work on it. And then it has one more pouch on the backside, which was so nice when I was traveling in Japan, because I would store my passport wallet in here, and I believe it's lined too. NFC, whatever reader, I think it is. I could be wrong. I'll have to double check on that. But I'll leave a link again to the bag, so it should say in the listing. But I would store that wallet in here, so when it was on my back, I could just sling it over, grab it, pull it out if I need to pull out my passport or my wallet, whatever. It was super nice. I mean, overall, for the 2+ years I was using this, even overloading it like I had been, it's still in relatively amazing condition, other than the little rip I did. And that was mostly that happened in Japan because I was bringing so much stuff, because I was walking around and we weren't going back to our Airbnb to like change out stuff. So I was just packing everything I could in here, and I really stressed it out way too much. And my shoulder felt it too. I was dumb. I should have done that. But overall though, like, it looks still mostly brand new other than that. So the quality of this thing is honestly pretty superb. I recommend this bag. There's some other variations of this same exact bag that this manufacturer makes. And so maybe that's better for you. They don't have these 3 pouches on the front. Maybe that's something you're into more. I'll if I can find it, I will definitely link it in the description for you too. But this one has served me well, and I will be replacing it with the same bag. And when you're traveling like on flights and stuff, it's so nice because you can pack so much stuff in here, and it fits right underneath your front seat as your personal carry-on bag, or excuse me, as your personal item in addition to your carry-on bag. That's how I was traveling. A lot of times without checking luggage, I'd store a lot of my clothes in my carry-on bag and then have this as my personal item bag with my camera and film and whatnot. And it was very convenient. So if you want to get one, again, link will be in the description below. What do you guys think? Do you have this bag? Are you going to get this bag? Let me know in the comments below. And if you didn't see the previous video on my new favorite bag, I'll leave a link for it in the description below. Just did a video on this. This thing is awesome too, and it won't break the bank either. Highly recommend both bags. Consider checking it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, get out there, make some art.